Good morning, children. Let me discuss the discovery of proton. Modified discharge tube experiment was carried out, which led to the discovery of proton by the study of canal rays. Uh, at the moment when there was cathode rays depositing on anode, at the same instance, it was observed that rays coming from anode depositing to the cathode, making the holes. On cathode plate. That's why these rays considered to be anode rays or canal rays. So, after the discussion of canal rays, that we have to go through the characteristic properties. So, Rutherford discovered proton on the basis of anode rays or canal rays after the experiment by the modified discharge tube experiment. So, children, anode rays, these travel in a straight line and possess mass, many times the mass of electron. Okay, these are not originated from anode. Mind one thing, anode rays are so called canal rays, not originated from anode rays. They cause mechanical motion and deflected by electrical and magnetic field. This is the P point. E upon m means charge upon mass ratio for the particles present in anode rays depend upon the nature of the gas taken in this charge tube. It is okay, and it is maximum for hydrogen, for which gas this value E upon m is maximum, and that is for hydrogen. In case of hydrogen, the E upon m ratio goes up to highest. Now children, after the study of the canal rays or anode rays, these fundamental particles, proton, were discovered by Lord Rutherford, taking their E upon m. Charge is 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb positive, and the mass is 1.672614 10 raised to minus 24 kg. So ultimately, these are also the fundamental particles. Overall, the discharge tube experiment was led and observed by Goldstein, followed by final decision and observation and characteristics by Lord Rutherford. Therefore, the credit for the study of the canal rays and anode rays goes to Lord Rutherford, and by observation, only observation and discovery the credit goes to Goldstein, but the mass, charge and mass ratio and other properties were finally decided by Lord Rutherford. The maximum part related to proton was led by Lord Rutherford. It is okay. Now children, the third fundamental particle, which is known as neutron. This neutron was discovered by James Chadwick when Chadwick bombarded alpha particle on beryllium. Beryllium is a semi-metal, sometimes called metalloid. Beryllium is a semi-metal considered to be atomic number 4 and mass number 9. When this beryllium strikes by the alpha particle are the nucleus of the helium. I have written here 2 He positive charge. For me, this positive charge indicates this possesses 2 proton and 2 neutron only. So it gives, after bombardment of beryllium with the alpha particle, it gives carbon and one particle which has no charge but mass by 1 unit. So the discovery of neutron was led by James Chadwick when he bombarded alpha particle over the beryllium metal. So the charge in neutron, the particles are neutral, therefore charge is 0, but mass is quite similar to that of proton but slightly higher than proton, means 1.67492 10 raised to minus 24 kg. It is okay. Children, when this was the discovery led by the scientists, electron, proton, neutron, 3 fundamental particles were discovered by J.J. Thomson, Goldstein, Lord Rutherford and Chadwick. So finally this was decided by Moseley that atomic number, the new designation of the atom, denoted by capital Z. Atomic number denoted by capital Z. And this number was decided by Moseley in 1913. By which number? This number means atomic number was decided by Moseley in 1913 from the charge of the nucleus, means how many protons are existing inside the nucleus with neutron was considered the atomic number. Suppose beryllium is written here, and this 4 indicates the charge number, so called atomic number, means there are 4 protons present in the nucleus beryllium. So atomic number was discovered by Moseley in 1913. Atomic number denoted by capital Z, and atomic number is decided by the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. So children, another number, that is mass number. Mass number is denoted by A, capital A, and this is the sum of the number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. Very common example I have suggested to you children. Sodium, this is the symbol of sodium, and these two numerals written here means 11 and 23, means 11 means this is the atomic number Z, and this is A. So Z stands for the number of proton present in the nucleus of sodium atom. It is okay. Since we know atom is electrically neutral, that is why the same number of electrons will be there. But where the electrons, where the neutrons, where the protons, and how they are adjusted, it will be discussed in the structure of atom, means models of atom, which we will discuss afterward. So children, you see here, atomic number of sodium is 11, so that is why number of proton are 11, number of electron are 11, but the atomic mass is 23, that is the sum of proton and neutron. So means 11 is, when 23 minus 11, then we will find that 12, and 12 is the number of neutron, means in this atom there are 11 proton, 11 electron and 12 neutron. So already you have been studied in the previous classes, class 8, class 9, the discussion in detail of finding out the number of electron, proton and neutron. So children, we have to discuss how these fundamental particle, electron, proton and neutron are arranged to give the shape of an atom. So there are many theories. First of all, Thomson suggested a model, and that model was the watermelon model or plum pudding model. When we cut watermelon, then observe a fleshy part, a red fleshy part, sweet part, and in that red sweet fleshy part there are number of seeds, black seeds. It is okay. So he suggested, means Thomson suggested, that in an atom there is a positively charged sphere, and electrons like the seeds are embedded throughout. But this Thomson's model of an electron was discarded due to many reasons. It was not appropriate to explain all the properties. So children, after this we will discuss next topics in the next lecture. So already you have been studied the discovery of electron, discovery of proton, discovery of neutron, and properties of cathode rays, properties of anode rays. Why anode rays are called canal rays? Because anode rays making holes on the plate of cathode. So that is why these are considered to be the canal rays. And the mass of the particle present in anode rays is quite heavier than that of the particles present in the cathode rays. It is okay. So ultimately, children, you go through this chapter is very interesting, and this is really interesting for you to go through. Next topic we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.